Hey guys, it's Greg from Wattle Accountants. There's a lot of talk about what small business can claim as a tax deduction, but what expenses can you never claim as a tax deduction? So that's what we're going to cover today. First thing is penalties that are issued under Australian law. So it's very common with like parking fines that are issued under the local council or even fines from the ATO. These are issued under Australian law, so they're non-deductible when you pay them. But what about if you're working with a supplier or maybe even a private parking organisation? They may issue you fines, that sort of thing. They're not under Australian law, so when you pay them, they're deductible. Another one that comes up often is as a business owner, you might be travelling and you need to take your family. So in those situations, those expenses are non-deductible. So you just need to portion out if the accommodation is for 3 people. You'll need to portion, say, 1/3 of the expenses is deductible, relates to yourself. However, in situations your spouse may do a substantial amount of your actual work or your role, especially while you're there. In that situation, their portion of the expenses would be deductible too. So another one that comes up actually often, and we've done a separate video on it, is where you make payments to related parties that are unreasonable. So in the other video, we covered wages to a spouse. So once again, if you have a business, let's say you make $300,000 profit, and you want to pay a wage of say $150,000, so half of the profit to your spouse, and they don't actually do anything in the business, so that's unreasonable. It would be denied as a deduction. Another reason this could come up is maybe you have two related entities like a company and a trust or something like that, and you're trying to create a management fee, so their bases would have to be reasonable, otherwise they would deny the claim. So just be careful when you're doing that as part of your tax planning to make sure the basis is reasonable and the amount charged is correct. The last one comes up is not very often, especially for us, but it's quite interesting to think about. So if you run a business of illegal activities, maybe drugs or something like that, the ATO still obviously want to collect tax on your income. Most likely you're not going to report it until you're sort of arrested or caught, but that ATO do report these. They do want it reported. In that situation, all your income is obviously reported, or at least on their basis if they do a default assessment. In that situation, you may say, okay, well, you've calculated we owe millions of dollars, but we had to buy lots of stuff to, do this illegal activity. And they'll say, no, none of your expenses are deductible because they're illegal activity. So that's why you hear a lot where, there's a lot of tax to pay, and they, effectively file for bankruptcy because there's no expense and it's just all income. So hopefully you're not in that situation, but if you are and you have to prepare your tax return, the expenses are just non-deductible. So thanks for watching the video. We hope it was helpful or insightful or interesting. Give us a like, or if you've got any questions, put it down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching the video.